What's good, everybody? It's your boy JB Trap House Boxing, man. I'm back again with another one. Um, this here is going to be a very interesting matchup. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Avni Yildirim in the Super Six series. Yeah, I believe the Super Six series, the Boxing World Series. Um, First of all, shout out to my man, Blood Boxing, man. You know, he was covering the press conference. I seen it earlier. I didn't look at it initially, but I seen it fly by on my timeline, and I was going to eventually get to it. Just the whole Wilder thing threw me off. But anyway, interesting press conference, man. He's been saying this as well, Blood Boxing, as I'm talking about. That Yildirim doesn't respect Chris Eubank Jr. and he was telling the truth, man. I mean, this guy, him and his manager, his promoter, whatever, been just totally disrespectful. You know, these guys' body language and they whole Bobo just got bad intentions written all over it. Chris Eubank, you know, he trying to play the Danny Jacobs role, the gentleman role, you know, not trying to be disrespectful and let his emotions get in the way of, you know, the task at hand. But to be honest with you, this dude here, he just seems like he just, you know, like he just looked right through Chris Eubank Jr. Like this guy is nothing. And, you know, his nickname is the Robot. And I see why, you know, this guy fights like a robot as well. But don't get it twisted. This should be a real good fight, man. Chris Eubank is dealing with a modern day Arthur Abraham without too much of the but his style is just a little tad different for us, like defense. Arthur Abraham is gonna come forward with the high guard. You know, this guy here actually come forward with jabs and the whole nine. He's a big puncher. You know, he got some power. 16 wins, 10 KOs. Chris Eubank is gonna have to, you know, he's gonna have to box for a while in this fight. Well, I don't recommend him to stay in front of Avni Yildirim. The Yildirim, that's what he wants him to do. Yildirim is the type of guy who wants to beat you into a stationary target. So he's gonna pounce and pound on you and beat your midsection up until you are no longer able to move around. And then that's when he's gonna go ahead and try to knock you out. But the thing about Yildirim, he only has one speed. Chris Eubank should be able to capitalize off that. But like I said, he's gonna have to do a lot of boxing this fight, man. He's gonna have to move around, you know, as much as he can, you know, fight what's necessary and use some lateral movement too. But it's going to be interesting to see if Chris Eubank can keep this guy up off of him. You know, Chris Eubank got some, you know, some decent power, and he hits you with enough of those shots, he will, you know, hurt you really pretty bad. I just wish I could have seen that mean streak come out of Chris Eubank during the press conference, but, you know, he'll have his chance to get mean in the ring. But, you know, Chris Eubank Sr. picked this fight for Junior. You know, I guess he wanted to go ahead and get the, you know, the potentially the toughest opponent out the way first. So everything else can come easy. On the back end. But I'm favoring Chris Eubank to win this whole tournament, man. I know it's an American named Robert Brant in the tournament. I would be supporting him, but I really, really do want Chris Eubank to pull this out. Chris Eubank has won me, here recently, well, not too long ago. He's Chris Eubank, man, the dude, he always come with it. He always come with it all, man. I gotta respect that he trains hard. He just got goodwill, determination, and nevertheless, he got some hellified dog in him. So you already know that. And there's no quitting this guy. But he has a decent little task at hand. But I think Chris Eubank will, pull it off and get to the next episode and eventually, win this tournament. I know it's people, like Gilberto Ramirez calling out Chris Eubank and, things like that. But I'm not even probably going to really entertain that right now because Chris Eubank is tied up in this tournament. If Ramirez wanted Eubank so bad, he should have gotten the tournament. And maybe Senior would have picked him for him. I'm not going to have too much respect for these guys, on the outside that's calling these tournament guys out. These guys are putting a bigger risk at hand. They got legacy at stake, and y'all call them out when y'all had the opportunity to get to the tournament, the end of the tournament, and fight these guys. And it was just plain and simple. A lot of these guys should have been in there. But like Chris Eubank Sr. said, whoever didn't sign up and get in the tournament, you suspect.